Former US President Donald Trump's impeachment trial was unique. For starters, it was his second impeachment trial, and the trial was convened after his exit from the presidency. Now, the Senate may have acquitted Donald Trump, but Trump's troubles are far from over. Both Democrats and Republicans are proposing a new inquiry, one that is styled along the lines of the 9/11 Commission. A quick backgrounder here. In the aftermath of the 9/11 attacks, the US President George Bush and Congress demanded an inquiry. This inquiry was carried out by the 9/11 Commission or the Keene-Hamilton Commission. It details the events leading up to the deadly attack or the 9/11 attacks. The idea was to ensure the security lapses are never repeated. A commission on the Capitol riots would serve a similar purpose. It would detail intelligence failures and reveal the planning that went into the attack on the US Capitol. Democrats hope it will implicate Donald Trump in some way. Such a commission would need congressional sanctioning. But the bigger roadblock is structuring such a panel. The question remains, can the Democrats and the Republicans agree on who would sit on the Capitol Rights Commission? The other challenge facing Donald Trump is civil litigation. As a former president, he does not have immunity. The Justice Department is already probing the Capitol riots. While they say Donald Trump is not the focus of the investigation, it will reveal a clear picture of the role Trump played behind it. During the impeachment trial, Donald Trump's lawyers said his fiery speech ahead of the riots was protected by the First Amendment. Now, this is a defense that he is likely to pursue in civil courts as well. Now, here's the legal issue. Did Donald Trump know that his words would have such an effect? And if he did, he could be held guilty. But establishing such intent will not be easy. Legal scholars say these litigations could take months, possibly years. But unlike in the Senate, Trump will have to contend with a technical trial, not a political one. Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell says Trump has not gotten away with anything. He wants the courts to decide the fate of America's 45th president. Joining us on this broadcast is WION correspondent Jagruti Dave, who's joining us live from Washington, D.C. Jagruti, like we just told our viewers, Donald Trump may have been acquitted during that second impeachment trial, but his troubles don't seem to be over. But the big task facing the Republicans and the Democrats is forming such a 9/11 style investigative panel, isn't it?
Yes, indeed. And I think many lawmakers here in the United States who wanted to see a conviction in the US Senate trial will probably see this 9/11 style commission as their last chance to hold the former US President Donald Trump accountable for the events of January the 6th. The Senate voted in the end to acquit Donald Trump. They failed to get that 2/3 majority that was required to secure a conviction. The tally of votes going down to 57 to 43. Now, as you say, there have been bipartisan calls for this 9/11 style commission, but there's also still divisions after Nancy Pelosi wrote to Congress announcing this independent commission. Four House Republicans wrote to Nancy Pelosi, effectively accusing her of partisanship, accusing her of acting unilaterally in the aftermath of the riots, and also suggesting that she might be to blame for the delays to the deployment of the National Guard on January the 6th. So there's still clearly tensions between Republicans and Democrats, despite this vote in the Senate being the most bipartisan vote of its kind in US history.
Jagruti, more than 200 people have been charged with federal crimes in the bloody assault on the Congress. Donald Trump, however, has been acquitted in the Senate. What next for Donald Trump? Is he facing any lawsuits in a civil court? Is there a possibility?
Well, Donald Trump Yeah, Donald Trump, as you mentioned, no longer has the protection of the presidency. And he is clearly going to face some legal challenges going forward. Now, there's New York prosecutors are already investigating his business interests, but prosecutors in Georgia have said that they are going to also investigate election interference in that state, an investigation which is likely to include Donald Trump's phone call to the Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger, where he asked him to find votes to change the results in that state. So, you know, President Trump is still clearly going to face some battles ahead. But he's also, in that statement after the Senate voted to acquit him, he thanked his supporters and also hinted at a kind of political return, saying that his Make America Great Again movement is only just beginning and that he will tell them more in the months to come. So, you know, you've got President Trump's supporters, allies like Lindsey Graham, the senator for South Carolina, saying that President Trump is still a political force within the Republican Party, that he is one of the most vibrant members of that party, and he still retains influence, despite, as we have just discussed, some of those challenges that the former president is clearly likely to face going ahead.
Jagrati, thank you so much for joining us from Washington, D.C. and getting us all the latest. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.